Welcome to Grow Courses. Start by taking a nice deep breath in, raising your arms up, and breathing out, lowering your arms down. Breathing in and raising your arms up, breathing out and lowering your arms down. Bending your head forwards, chin to your chest, and rolling down through the spine to reach the floor. Stepping your hands forwards and your legs back into your downward dog. You can alternate raising your heels one at a time or keep a still position. Stepping forward back into your forward fold and rolling back up through the spine so your head is last to lift. Taking 6 squats here. Making sure that your legs are hip width apart and you're using your glutes to stand back upright. Chin to your chest and rolling back down through the spine. Stepping back into your downward dog. Alternating your legs here or holding a still position as you like. Step back into your forward fold. Roll up through the spine, making sure your head is the last to lift, relaxing the shoulders. I'm going to take 8 squats here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, rolling down through the spine, all the way down to touch the floor and stepping back into your downward dog. Again, rocking through both heels or holding a still position as you like. Stepping forwards into your forward fold and rolling up through the spine. And let's do another series of 8 half squats. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. We're going to transition down onto your hands and knees, so rolling back down through the spine, stepping back into your downward dog, and then bend your knees into all fours, making sure that your knees are under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. Rocking forwards and backwards in your 4-point kneeling. You can also rock from side to side, feeling what is comfortable here. Finding stillness again and sinking your belly down towards the mat, tilting your pelvis and lifting your head last. Arching up through the spine and lowering your head down towards your navel. Tilting your pelvis, sinking your belly down towards the spine and arching back through the back, lifting the head last. Curling up through the pelvis, lower back and upper back, lowering your head down towards your belly button. Arching back through the spine, sinking the belly down towards the mat, making sure you're holding onto your core as you do this. And reversing the pose again, arching all the way through the spine and lowering the head. Sinking the belly back down towards the spine, arching through the pelvis and lifting the head. Finding some free movement here. Into the arching and the rounding of the spine, you can do circles one way and then the other way. Coming back to neutral, going to extend your right leg behind you and lower. Extending your left leg behind you and lower. Your right leg behind you and lower. And your left leg behind you and lower. your right leg behind you, holding onto your core, and the left leg holding onto the core and lower. Your right leg behind you and lower, and your left leg behind you and lower. Coming back into your puppy pose. You may want to widen your knees so you have enough space to get a full stretch here. Transitioning into a seated position. You can cross your legs here and placing your hands together into a prayer position. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, twist to your right. Breathing in and breathing out, and twist back to center. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, twist to your left. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, twist back to center. Stretching up and over towards your left side. And stretching up and over towards your right side. Coming back to neutral and hands back together. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, twist to your right. Breathing in, breathing out, and return to neutral. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, twist to your left. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, twist back to neutral. Again, stretching your right arm up towards your left side. And stretching your left arm up towards your right side. And coming back to neutral. Take a resistance band up above your head, flexing your elbows to 90 degrees and extending them overhead. Flexing to 90 and extending overhead. Flexing and extending, flexing and extending, flexing and extending, flexing and extending. Double your band and place it underneath your feet as you sit up in a 45-degree angle. Tilting your pelvis backwards and sitting upright. Tilting 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 backwards and sitting upright, and tilting backwards and sitting upright. Tilting backwards and sitting upright, and tilting backwards and sitting upright. Holding your band up above your head again, we're going to flex the elbows and extend and flex and extend and flex and extend and flex and extend and bend the elbows and extend and bend the elbows and extend and bend and stretch and bend and placing a band down. Transitioning now onto your side. So you're lying on your left side and your right leg is on top, making sure you stack your posture nice and straight here. Lifting the right leg up and down, pointing as you go up and flexing as you go down. Pointing as you go up and flexing as you go down. Pointing and flexing and pointing and flexing. Pointing and flexing and pointing and flexing. pointing and flexing, and bending the knees up so your feet are in line with your bottom, opening the top knee and lowering, opening the top knee and lowering, opening up and lowering, opening and lowering, opening and lowering, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. Straighten out your bottom leg so you can lift and lower the bottom leg up towards the ceiling and down, lifting up and down, 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 up and down. We're going to repeat that again. Lifting up and down, pointing up and down, pointing and flexing, pointing and flexing, pointing and flexing, pointing and flexing. Bending knees up again, back into your clams, opening up the knee and lowering, opening the knee and lowering, lifting 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 and coming into your bottom leg lifts, lifting and lowering, 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 lifting and lowering. Stretching out your glutes now, just relaxing your top leg over the bottom and give your bottom a bit of a rub. We're going to move on to the other side now. So you're lying on your right side and you're stacking your left leg on top of the other, making sure you're nice and straight. We're going to do the same series again, pointing as you lift and flexing as you lower, pointing to lift and flex to lower, pointing to lift and flexing to lower, point to lift, flex to lower, point to lift, flex to lower, point to lift, flex to lower, pointing to lift and flexing to lower, and bending the knees up so your feet are in line with your bottom, opening your top knee and lowering, opening and lowering, opening and lowering, and lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering, making sure you're using your core, lifting and lowering, and straightening out your bottom leg, and we're going to lift the bottom leg and lower, and lift and lower, and lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. Coming back and doing this whole series again, pointing to lift and flex to lower, 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 lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. Bending the knees up into your clam. You're going to open the knee and close the knee, open the knee and close the knee, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering, rising the knee and lowering the knee, raising the knee and lowering the knee, raising the knee and lowering the knee, raising the knee and lowering the knee. Straightening out your bottom leg so you can extend, lift the leg and lower, lift the bottom leg and lower, lifting and lowering, 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 and stretching the glutes on the left side as well. Relaxing your left knee forwards and giving your bottom a bit of a rub. Rolling onto your back now, bending your knees up into 45 degrees. And we're going to start by tilting the pelvis backwards and lifting all the way up into your shoulder bridge and rolling down. And tilting the pelvis and lifting all the way up into your shoulder bridge and rolling all the way back down. This time as you lift, we're going to hold the shoulder bridge here and extending the right leg and lowering and rolling all the way back down. Rolling all the way up to your shoulder bridge, holding here, extending the left leg and lowering and rolling all the way back down. Rolling all the way up. This time we're going to do both legs. Extending the right leg and lowering, extending the left leg and lowering and rolling all the way back down. Let's do that again. Rolling all the way up and holding, extending the right leg and lowering, extending the left leg and lowering and rolling all the way back down. Bring your knees into your chest and rocking from side to side, hugging your knees, and get a nice stretch through the lower back. Release the left leg so you can stretch open through the left part of the hip. And holding this stretch here. Bring the left leg in and rocking from side to side again. Releasing the right leg down to stretch the front of the right hip. Holding this stretch here. Bring the right leg back in. Dropping the left leg down to 45, we're going to stretch out the hamstrings on the right leg. Extending the knee up and holding onto the foot. Bending the knee back in, bringing the left leg up and extending the left knee and holding onto the foot. Stretching out the left hamstrings. Bending the knee back down, extending both legs and finding stillness here. Taking a nice deep breath in and breathing out. Thank you for joining me for today's practice.